My sister and her friends laughed when I showed up in a cab to her wedding. I left in the limo she thought was her wedding gift. The envelope feels heavy in my hands. Gold embossing catches the afternoon light streaming through my apartment window. Madison's wedding invitation. I trace my finger over the elegant script, feeling the raised letters. Inside, a cream card lists the details: June 15th, Riverside Estate, black tie formal. Then I see the handwritten note tucked behind it. Formal guests only, please don't wear anything attention-grabbing. Love, Maddie. My chest tightens. Even my own sister's wedding comes with conditions for me. I flip the card over and freeze. The wedding planner listed at the bottom is Catherine Vale, my former boss, the woman who fired me 2 years ago after I accidentally spilled coffee on a client's sample book. My hands start shaking. This wedding already feels like walking back into a nightmare. But she's my sister. I have to go. Thursday night family dinner at Mom and Dad's house. I arrived 10 minutes early, hoping for a quiet moment with Mom. Instead, I find the dining room transformed into a wedding planning headquarters. Fabric swatches cover every surface. Madison holds court at the head of the table, showing Dad photos of centerpieces on her phone. Mom flutters around her, hanging on every word. I slip into my usual chair, the one furthest from the action. Nobody looks up. For 90 minutes, I listen to Madison describe her vision: imported roses, a live string quartet, designer gowns for the bridesmaids. When Mom finally notices me, she asks if I want more potatoes. That's it. As we clear plates, Madison laughs and says, maybe Lena can hand out programs at the door. It suits her low-key personality. Everyone chuckles. I force a smile and excuse myself early. I can't afford a designer gown. My event planning assistant's salary barely covers rent. So I do what I've always done, I make it work. In my tiny apartment, I spread fabric across my kitchen table. It's leftover silk from a cancelled client order, a deep emerald green that makes my brown eyes look brighter. I spend 3 nights sewing by lamplight, fingers cramping as I create something simple but elegant. When I try it on, I feel beautiful. The dress hugs my waist and flows to my ankles. I bought matching shoes on clearance. Mom calls while I'm hemming the bottom. You're still coming, right? She asks. Just remember, this is Madison's day. Don't embarrass the family with anything too homemade looking. I stare at my reflection in the mirror after we hang up. The dress suddenly feels wrong. Wedding morning arrives with heavy rain. My car broke down last week, and I couldn't afford the repair. I check rideshare prices to Riverside Estate, $50 each way. My stomach drops. I have $63 in my checking account until Friday. I book a regular cab instead, $15. The driver barely speaks as we navigate wet streets. When we pull up to the estate, I see luxury cars everywhere. Bentleys. Mercedes. Even a Rolls-Royce. My yellow cab looks like a toy among giants. I pay the driver and step out into the drizzle. Immediately, I hear laughter. 3 of Madison's bridesmaids stand under the covered entrance, phones out. One of them, Jessica, I think, is filming. Oh my God, did she seriously arrive in a cab? Another whispers, not quietly enough. I clutch my purse and walk past them, feeling their eyes burning into my back. Inside the grand hall, whispers follow me like shadows. I find my seat, not at the family table, but 3 rows back, between distant cousins I've met twice. Madison appears at the top of the marble staircase, and the room goes silent. She's stunning in a custom Vera Wang gown, crystal beading catching every light. Photographers swarm her. She descends slowly, soaking in the attention. When she reaches the bottom, she spots me. Her smile widens. Everyone, my sister's here, she announces, voice carrying across the hall. She's the one who made it out of the clearance rack. The room erupts in polite laughter. Cameras flash. I feel my face burning. Someone near me snorts. I want to disappear. Instead, I sit frozen in my handmade dress, watching my sister bask in the spotlight she just stole at my expense. Later, I'll find out that moment trended online. Bride roasts sister's budget fashion gets 30,000 likes. I leave before the reception starts. Nobody notices. Outside, the rain has stopped, leaving everything wet and shimmering. I walk 3 blocks before finding a bus stop. Sitting on the damp bench, I watch cars pass, guests heading to the after party at some exclusive club. A city bus arrives. As it pulls away, I see a billboard advertising luxury event planners. A beautiful bride stands in an elegant ballroom, everything perfect. That used to be my dream. Before Catherine fired me. Before I convinced myself I wasn't good enough. The bus turns a corner, and I make a decision right there, watching the city lights blur past. I will never attend another event unless I'm the one running it. Never again will I be the punchline in someone else's story. The humiliation sitting in my chest transforms into something harder. Something sharp. Something useful. Monday morning, I walk into my assistant job at Preston Marketing and quit. My boss, Gerald, barely looks up from his computer. You sure? Jobs are tough right now. I'm sure. I've been sure since Saturday night. I take my small savings, $800, and visit Midwest Community Bank. The loan officer, Mr. Chen, looks skeptical as I present my business plan. Brooks & Company. Events. Small weddings, intimate gatherings, authentic celebrations. He flips through my portfolio, photos from events I assisted on, design sketches I made late at night. This is ambitious, he says carefully. Then his phone rings. His daughter's wedding is in 6 weeks, and her planner just cancelled. I speak before I can stop myself. Let me do it. For free. If you love it, endorse my loan application. Mr. Chen studies my face for a long moment. Then he slides a contact form across his desk. Sarah Chan and her fiancé, Marcus, want simple elegance. Their budget is tiny, $3,000 for everything. I say yes anyway. For 3 weeks, I haunt thrift stores and estate sales. I find vintage vases for centerpieces, string lights from a closing restaurant, linen napkins from an elderly woman's estate. I hand paint table numbers. I negotiate with a bakery student to create their cake at cost. The wedding takes place in Marcus's parents' backyard, under oak trees I decorated with fairy lights. Sarah wears her grandmother's altered dress. When she walks down the grass aisle, she cries. Guests keep asking who designed everything. I hand out simple business cards I printed at the library. 2 days later, a local blogger posts about the wedding. Proof that heart matters more than budget. The post gets shared 4,000 times. My phone starts ringing. The email arrives on a Tuesday evening. The subject line reads, Collaboration Inquiry, Evelyn Shaw. I nearly delete it, thinking it's spam. Then I see the signature. Evelyn Shaw, Shaw Luxury Events. The Evelyn Shaw. I've followed her work for years. She plans weddings for celebrities, corporate galas for Fortune 500 companies. She's legend. I read the email 3 times. She saw Sarah's wedding online. She's impressed by my authentic vision and resourceful execution. She wants to meet for coffee. I stare at my phone, convinced this is a mistake. Then I remember the name. Evelyn Shaw. The same planner Madison hired. The woman who helped create the wedding where I was humiliated. I almost don't respond. But something stops me. Maybe it's curiosity. Maybe it's destiny. I type a careful reply and hit send before I can change my mind. We meet at an upscale cafe downtown. Evelyn is 50-something, elegant in a navy suit, her silver hair styled perfectly. She orders us both lattes and gets straight to business. You have something special, Lena. Raw talent that can't be taught. She slides a folder across the table. Inside is a contract. The Lakeside Grand, a 5-star resort chain, wants to partner with emerging planners for their new wedding venue. Evelyn is recommending me. My hands shake as I read the terms. They're offering me 10 events over 6 months, full creative control, generous budgets. Why me? I whisper. Evelyn smiles. Because Sarah Chen is my niece. She told me you treated her day like it was a royal wedding. That's the heart this industry has lost. I signed the contract right there, my signature shaky but real. For the first time in years, I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I invite Mom and Dad to see my new office, a small studio space I'm renting downtown. It's modest but mine. Fresh flowers on the desk. A mood board covering one wall. My business license framed by the window. They arrive late, looking distracted. Dad checks his watch every few minutes. Mom admires the space politely but keeps glancing at her phone. I'm showing them my upcoming project schedule when Mom's phone rings. Madison. Mom steps away, and I hear fragments. Crying. PR crisis, needs us. When she returns, they're both gathering their coats. Madison's having a rough day. We should go. Dad squeezes my shoulder. This is nice, honey. Really proud. They're gone in under 20 minutes. I stand alone in my office, surrounded by everything I built, feeling invisible all over again. But this time, something is different. I don't chase after them. I turn back to my desk and keep working. 3 months later, I buy my first car. Nothing fancy, a used Honda Civic, silver, with cloth seats and decent mileage. But it's mine. No more cabs. No more bus stops in the rain. I drive myself to work each morning, parking in the small lot behind my office. My client list is growing. I've planned 5 weddings, 2 corporate events, and a retirement party that made the honoree cry happy tears. My bank account is slowly climbing out of the red. I'm not rich. But I'm stable. I'm building something real. That afternoon, an email arrives. Subject, exclusive event inquiry, confidential client. The message is vague. A high-profile couple wants a vow renewal ceremony. Private. Luxurious. Unforgettable. They want to interview me next week. I accept without hesitation. I don't realize yet that this event will change everything. The consultation is scheduled at a downtown hotel suite. I arrive 15 minutes early, portfolio in hand, wearing my best blazer. A young woman in a headset greets me. Ms. Brooks? Please wait here. I sit in a plush chair, reviewing my notes. Then I hear a voice through the door. Familiar. Sharp. Confident. My stomach drops. That's Madison's voice. The door opens, and a blonde woman in sunglasses emerges, not Madison, but her assistant, Riley. She doesn't recognize me. Ms. Brooks, thank you for coming. My client wants to remain anonymous for now. She'll call you tomorrow to discuss vision. Riley hands me a folder with basic details. 6 months from now. Riverside Estate. Budget, no limit. My heart pounds as I leave. That night, the call comes. Hello, this is Madison, well, Madison Pierce now. I heard you're the planner everyone's talking about. She doesn't know it's me. Her voice is sweet, fake friendly. I consider hanging up. Then I remember Evelyn's words, you can't fix the past, but you can own the stage this time. I barely sleep. Part of me wants to refuse. The humiliation from her wedding still stings. But another part, the part that's been quietly growing stronger, sees an opportunity. The next morning, I call Evelyn. I tell her everything. The cab. The laughter. The viral video. Evelyn listens without interrupting. When I finish, she says quietly, what do you want to do? I stare out my office window at the city below. I want to take the job. Evelyn is silent for a moment. Then make it the best event you've ever created. Not for revenge. For yourself. I call Riley that afternoon and accept the contract. I'll plan Madison's vow renewal, anonymously. She'll never know her exclusive planner is the sister she humiliated. I sign the agreement with steady hands. This time I'm not the joke. I'm in control. Planning begins immediately. Madison sends me mood boards via Riley, blush pink roses, gold accents, something that screams luxury and grace. I design everything she wants, but better than she imagined. Cascading floral installations. Custom lighting. A champagne tower that will photograph beautifully. Through Riley, I hear Madison bragging to her friends. My planner works with celebrities. This is going to be more iconic than my wedding. She has no idea. Meanwhile, her PR team contacts me directly. They want the event covered by Lux Life magazine, the same publication that ran the article about her roasting me. The irony is delicious. I agree to everything. During our calls, Madison gushes about the designs. Finally, someone who gets me, she says. I stay silent, letting her believe what she wants. In every invitation, every program, every detail, I subtly incorporate my logo, a small wildflower sketch. Brooks & Company. My signature is everywhere. She just hasn't noticed yet. 3 months before the event, I visit Riverside Estate for the final walkthrough. The same venue where I arrived in a cab. Where cameras caught my humiliation. This time, I pull up in a sleek black car provided by the Lakeside Grand Partnership. The valet opens my door. Welcome back, Ms. Brooks, the estate manager says warmly. He remembers me from the vendor meeting. Inside, the ballroom is empty but full of potential. I walk the space slowly, my heels clicking on marble floors. I remember standing here in my handmade dress, feeling small. Now I'm measuring sight lines for flower arch planning lighting cues. Directing a team. The estate manager shows me to the bridal suite, the room where Madison got ready last time. This will be your preparation area on the day, he explains. I smile. The universe has a sense of humor. Madison's special request comes through Riley, she wants a luxury limo for her grand exit. Something that shows how far she's come, Riley explains. I personally arrange it, a white stretch limousine with champagne service and custom interior. But here's what Madison doesn't know, the limo is contracted through Brooks & Company. It's part of my vendor package. Legally, I control that reservation. I sign the paperwork with a small smile. Madison thinks she's ordering a status symbol. She doesn't realize it's coming from me. During our next call, she's ecstatic. The limo is perfect. That's exactly the kind of detail that separates good planners from great ones. I thank her politely. I'm glad you're happy with everything. Through the phone, I can hear her smiling. She has no idea what's coming. 2 weeks before the event, Madison insists on a final in-person walkthrough. I can't avoid it anymore. Riley schedules it for Tuesday afternoon. I arrive early, setting up design samples in the estate's conference room. My heart pounds as I hear voices in the hallway. The door opens. Madison walks in, stunning as always, wearing designer sunglasses and a white pantsuit. She's talking on her phone, barely glancing at me. Yes, the planner's here. I'll call you back. She ends the call and looks at me directly for the first time. Our eyes meet. I watch recognition flicker across her face, then confusion, then shock. Her mouth opens slightly. Lena? The word comes out as a whisper. I stand, smoothing my blazer. Hello, Madison. Shall we discuss the final details? She just stares, frozen in the doorway, unable to process what she's seeing. The vow renewal day arrives. I arrive at dawn with my team, transforming Riverside Estate into something magical. Blush roses cascade from every surface. Gold lighting bathes the ballroom in warm elegance. The champagne tower sparkles in the corner. Everything is perfect. Guests begin arriving at 4. Cameras everywhere. Influencers, bloggers, Madison's elite circle, all dressed to impress. Madison floats through in a new designer gown, white with gold embroidery. She's glowing, posing for photos, soaking in attention. I stay behind the scenes, directing my team with quiet efficiency. At 5:30, a journalist from Lux Life magazine approaches me. "Excuse me, are you the planner? We'd love to include Brooks and Company in our feature. Your work here is exceptional." I smile politely. "Thank you." She tilts her head. "Brooks and Co., wait, aren't you Madison's sister?" Nearby, heads start turning. Madison's bridesmaid, Jessica, the one who filmed me arriving in a cab, overhears the journalist. Her eyes go wide. She grabs Madison's arm, whispering urgently. Madison's smile falters. She looks around the room, finally spotting me near the entrance. Our eyes lock across the ballroom. I see the moment it all clicks for her. The anonymous planner. The perfect designs. The attention to detail she praised. It was me all along. Murmurs ripple through the guests. That's her sister? The one from the video? Oh my God, Madison's face flushes. She tries to maintain her composure, but I can see her hands trembling. The photographer captures everything, her stunned expression, the whispers, the moment her perfect day tilts sideways. I turn back to my team, professional and calm. Inside, my heart is racing. But outwardly, I'm completely composed. Evelyn arrives as my secret weapon. She sweeps into the ballroom, commanding attention in an elegant black dress. As the ceremony concludes and guests mingle, Evelyn takes the microphone. "I want to thank everyone for celebrating with us today. Particularly, I want to recognize the visionary behind this event, Lena Brooks of Brooks and Company. Events." She gestures to me. Lena has transformed from a hidden talent to one of the most sought-after planners in the region. Everything you see here, from concept to execution, is her artistry. The room erupts in applause. I step forward slightly, nodding in acknowledgement. Madison stands frozen by the champagne tower. Her smile is plastered on, but her eyes are panicked. Cameras flash. The Lux Life journalist scribbles notes. Guests approach me with business cards. And Madison. Madison just watches as I receive the recognition she thought belonged to her. Within an hour, the Lux Life feature goes live on their website. The headline reads, "A redemption-inspired luxury renewal, how Lena Brooks designed grace." The article praises my work, mentions my rise from humble beginnings, and includes a side-by-side photo, me stepping out of a cab at Madison's wedding, and me now, poised and professional behind this stunning event. The comments section explodes. People remember the viral video of Madison mocking me. Now they're calling this the ultimate comeback story. Madison's phone buzzes constantly. She checks it, and I see her face go pale. Her PR team is in crisis mode. Apparently, someone discovered she'd lied about charity partnerships to boost her image. Sponsors are pulling out. The redemption story is becoming Madison's downfall. Meanwhile, 3 guests approach me with contract offers. My phone is filling with new inquiries. Everything is shifting. By evening, the celebration has a strange energy. Madison moves through the crowd mechanically, her smile never reaching her eyes. Her husband, Derek, seems confused by the tension. I stay professional, ensuring everything runs smoothly. The dinner is flawless. The toasts are heartfelt. But underneath, there's a current of whispers. People are looking at Madison differently now. Questioning her authenticity. Praising my professionalism. As dessert is served, Madison's main sponsor, a luxury skincare brand, publicly announces on social media they're ending their partnership due to misaligned values. The post goes viral immediately. Madison's carefully constructed influencer empire is cracking. Meanwhile, a tech CEO at Table 7 asks for my card. His company is planning a major gala. Budget, 200,000. I hand him my card with steady hands. This is what success looks like. Not revenge. Just excellence. As guests begin to leave, Madison finally approaches me. We stand near the rose-covered arch, the same flowers she picked, not knowing I'd arranged them. Lena, she starts, voice tight. I need to talk to you. Before I can respond, Derek calls her over. A photographer wants one final shot. She looks torn, then walks away. I head outside to ensure the car service is running smoothly. That's when I see it, the white stretch limo, gleaming under the estate lights. Madison emerges with Derek, waving to guests. She walks toward the limo, expecting her grand exit. The driver steps out. I'm here for Ms. Brooks, he says politely. Madison freezes. What? No, this is my limo. The driver checks his tablet. Ma'am, the reservation is under Brooks and Company. Events. Ms. Lena Brooks. I step forward. Thank you for your patience, I tell the driver. Madison stares at me, realization dawning. The limo she thought was her wedding gift is mine. I slide into the back seat, and the door closes softly. Through the tinted window, I see Madison standing there, speechless. The limo pulls away into the night. Inside the quiet luxury of the limo, I finally let myself breathe. The leather seats are soft. Soft music plays from hidden speakers. A bottle of champagne sits in an ice bucket, untouched. I look out at the passing city lights, replaying the journey that brought me here. From a cab in the rain to this moment. I'm not angry anymore. The sharp pain from that day has transformed into something else, strength, clarity, purpose. My phone buzzes. A text from Mr. Chen, the banker who gave me my first chance. Saw the feature. Incredible work. By the way, Brooks and Company just got approved for national expansion funding. Congratulations. I read it 3 times, letting the words sink in. National expansion. 2 years ago, I was handing out programs at my sister's wedding. Now I'm building an empire. The limo turns onto my street, and I smile at my reflection in the window. That night, my phone rings. Madison. I almost don't answer. But I do. Lena? Her voice is small, stripped of its usual confidence. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I hear her crying. I was cruel. I was jealous. I made you feel small because I was scared you'd outshine me. And then you did anyway. I sit on my couch, phone pressed to my ear, listening. I don't know how to fix this, she continues. Everyone's canceling on me. My sponsors, my partnerships. I ruined everything. For a moment, I feel the old instinct, to comfort her, to make it better. Then I remember sitting in that cab, watching her laugh. I remember years of being invisible. Madison, I say quietly. I forgive you. I do. But I don't owe you my light anymore. You need to figure out who you are without an audience. Silence. Then, softly, I know. We hang up. It's not a happy ending for her. But it's the honest one. 2 days later, Mom and Dad call. Together, on speakerphone. Lena, sweetheart, we need to talk about Madison. I'm at my office, reviewing contracts. She's really struggling, Mom says. People are being so mean online. She needs family support. Dad adds, maybe you could use your connections to help her rebuild her reputation? I close my laptop. No, the word comes out firm. What? Mom sounds shocked. Madison made her choices. I'm not responsible for fixing them. I love her, but I won't sacrifice my boundaries to save her image. Dad starts to protest, but I continue. For years, I was invisible to this family unless Madison needed something. I'm done with that. I'm building my own life now. There's a long silence. Then Mom, very quietly, we didn't realize we did that to you. It's not an apology exactly. But it's recognition. Sometimes that's enough. I choose peace over their validation. That's my victory. 6 months later, Brooks & Company hosts its first charity gala. The theme is Blooming Forward, celebrating people who've overcome adversity to create beauty in the world. The venue is elegant but warm. I've invited clients, colleagues, and people whose stories inspire me. Sarah Chen is here with Marcus, Mr. Chen and his wife. Even Evelyn, who's become a mentor and friend. The centerpieces are simple but stunning, pink roses, the same ones from Madison's event. But this time, they represent something different. Reclamation. Redemption. The power to take something painful and transform it into purpose. I move through the room, greeting guests, feeling genuinely happy. No spotlight. No performance. Just authentic connection. At the end of the night, we've raised $40,000 for a scholarship fund supporting young event planners. It's not about Madison anymore. It's about building something bigger than both of us. During the gala, a young woman approaches me nervously. She's maybe 22, wearing a dress that looks handmade. Ms. Brooks? I'm sorry to bother you, but I had to tell you something. She takes a breath. I saw your story online. About showing up to your sister's wedding in a cab and everything that happened. I'm starting my own planning business, and people keep laughing at me. Saying I'm not sophisticated enough. Her eyes fill with tears. But you showed me it's possible. I take her hand. What's your name? Jasmine. Jasmine, they laughed at me too. And now I'm here. You know what I learned? She shakes her head. Give them something they'll never forget, your success. Build it so well, so honestly, that no one can take it from you. That's the best response. She hugs me, and I see myself in her determination. The cycle continues, but better this time. With kindness instead of cruelty. 1 year after Madison's vow renewal, I stand in front of the Lakeside Grand's flagship location. Tonight is the Midwest Event Planners Awards. I've been nominated for Rising Star of the Year. The same cameras that once captured my humiliation now line the red carpet. But this time, I step out of a limo by choice, the same white stretch limo from that pivotal night. I'm wearing a gown I designed myself, deep emerald green, similar to the dress I made for Madison's wedding. But this one is tailored by a professional, elegant and confident. Photographers call my name. Lena. Over here. I pose calmly, smiling. Inside, the ceremony is beautiful. When they announce my name as the winner, I walk to the stage in a daze. The trophy is heavy in my hands. I look out at the audience, colleagues, clients, friends. People who see me. In my acceptance speech, I keep it simple. This award represents every person who's been underestimated. Every cab ride. Every handmade dress. Every moment you felt invisible. You're not. Keep building. Later, Lux Life runs a cover story. The headline reads, From Cab to Limo, the woman who redefined grace. I frame it in my office, not as a trophy, but as a reminder. Justice doesn't always look like revenge. Sometimes it looks like a quiet woman building something beautiful, and refusing to dim her light for anyone. I smile at the frame, then turn back to my desk. There's work to do. And I've never been more ready.